So I give you two triangles ABC and PQR, and I tell you that they are congruent to each other. The moment I say congruent, what do I know? That the sides are equal. That means AC is going to be equal to PR. So your class 6 level question would be, if this is 5, how much is this? So you would say this is also 5. Why? Because I know the triangles are congruent, and when they are congruent, the sides are all equal to each other. I'm just giving a hint of how the question will come in the backward form. Or if this angle was given to me as 60 degree and the question was what is this angle, I could have very quickly said this angle is also going to be 60 degrees, because the two triangles are congruent to each other, and that means all three sides and all three angles are going to be equal to each other, right? So this was obviously ridiculously easy and nobody is going to ask me this question. This was just to illustrate how the idea of congruence will be used as a tool. Once I find out that the two triangles are congruent to each other, I know I can map everything and everything will be equal to every corresponding thing in the other triangle. So finding the result will be very, very easy. The difficult part, or not the difficult, but say the interesting part, is going to be finding out when the two triangles are congruent to each other or not. Obviously, if somebody tells me all three sides and all six angles are equal to each other, then he has obviously told me that the triangles are congruent to each other. But nobody is going to give me that information. Or let me think from the other point of view, what minimum information is needed to prove that the two triangles are congruent to each other. Because if I can prove that they are congruent to each other, I get a lot of results. This angle is 60, so I can conclude that angle is 60. If this is 5, I can conclude that is 5, right? So what is it required to prove that the two triangles are congruent to each other, or what minimum information is required? So let's go step by step. Let's not go for these 6 values. Let me just give you one value. I tell you that there are two triangles. One of their sides is 2. There is a triangle ABC and a triangle PQR, and I will say AB is equal to 2 and PQ is also equal to 2. This is the only information given to us, that one side of these two triangles are equal, and the unit is also given, though that is not very important. So will the two triangles be congruent to each other? And I can see this very quickly. I can create a triangle like this and I can create a triangle like this, because only this was given, rest was up to me. Are these two shapes congruent to each other at all? I can see they are not, just by visually, right? That means if somebody gives me only one side of the triangle, I cannot prove that the two triangles are going to be congruent to each other. I need more information. So this was the other end of it. I had only one piece of corresponding information or equality. Remember, if I have all 6, I can definitely say. But my agenda is going to be to try and find out how much do we need. And then from there, we'll find out the minimum rules of establishing if the triangles are congruent to each other or not. So I see only having one side is not enough. So I see that having a single common side is definitely not enough for the two triangles to be congruent to each other. And I don't mean common, I mean equal. There are two triangles given and it was given to you that one side is equal. So this one side being equal was definitely not enough. What if I give you two sides? I say there is one side of 2 units and there is another side of 3 units for both the triangles. Are the triangles congruent to each other? Another way of thinking of congruency or checking whether I can create congruent triangles or not is to see how many triangles I can create. If with the same information I can create more than one triangle, I definitely know that the resulting triangles are not going to be congruent to each other. But if I can create only one possible triangle, I know whatever triangle I make out of this, I may name them differently. I may call one of them as ABC and the other one as PQR, but they will always be the same triangle because you can only create one triangle in such a way. But is this the case for two sides being equal? So take 2 and create another base for yourself. So this is triangle 1 and this is triangle 2, and the other side is also given to me. So somebody will say, okay, I will draw a 3-unit side. No angle was given to me, so I can also draw it another way. I can draw it like this. And then if I create the triangle, this is one triangle and this is one triangle. Obviously they are not going to be congruent to each other. And remember, I can make a extreme case also. Let me create 3 units in this direction. Now I can definitely see these two shapes are not congruent to each other, right? So another idea that we can look at in terms of how to create triangles if some information is given to us, how will I do it? So say if the side was given to me as 2 and the other side is given as 3. Take this as the center point of a circle with radius as 3, right? Because you can draw 3 in this direction, 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 but all of these points will be 3 units away from this particular center. So this is the way to indicate that if I had a base and it was given to me that it was 3 units, it could go in any direction and end up at a circle of 3 units, right? The distance will remain the same. But each of them will give you a different triangle, right? So these triangles are going to be different in shape and different in size, so they are not going to be congruent. Or what I also see is that with these two pieces of information on the same base, I can create multiple size shape triangles, and therefore this information is not enough for me to create congruency between two triangles. So finally we are coming to the first rule of congruence, and that is the SSS rule, which says that if it is given that 3 sides of the triangles are equal to each other, there are 2 triangles and 3 sides of both the angles are respectively equal to each other, the triangles are going to be congruent. So just knowing the result is not enough, we must ask ourselves why this is happening. So say it is given to me that the sides are 2, 3 and 4. With this information, I want to see if I can create multiple looking triangles, or is it only one single possibility. Because if it is only one single possibility, I can only create one triangle, and it was given to me that the 2 triangles have these 2 shapes. These 2 triangles must be the same very triangle that I have created. So say I start with a base of 2 once again, and once again we are jumping into a little bit of practical geometry. How do I create a triangle if it is given to me that the sides are 2, 3 and 4? Take one side. Once again from this side you create a circle of radius 3. So 3 units, because this is one side but no angle information is given to you, so this can move in any direction, right? Similarly from the other side, drop a circle of 4 units. Because say this could be the side, but the side could also be this, also be this, also be this in any direction. And this intersection point is your third point or the third vertex of the triangle, and connect it and you have your triangle. If I follow this process, I see no matter how many times I make it, I will only make this triangle only. You can also say no, I will also make this triangle, but this triangle is nothing but an exact copy of this in the alternate universe or the mirror universe. So forget about this for a minute. Say if this was given to me that this angle cannot be more than 180 degree, that means this arm can maximum go up to here and this arm can maximum go up to here. I can only create one triangle. So if it was given to me that there is a triangle ABC with sides 2, 3, 4 and another triangle PQR with sides 2, 3, 4, I know both the triangles are referring to this triangle only, because I can only create one triangle. And once I see that happening, I know this information is enough to say that the triangles are equal to each other or identical to each other or congruent to each other. If 3 sides of 2 given triangles are equal to each other, the triangles are congruent to each other. Why? Because with this information given, you can only create one unique triangle, and both the triangles, though named differently, are talking about the same triangle. Before going into more rules of congruence, let us quickly just apply this idea once, so that we can also start thinking in terms of how will we use this information. So if it is given to me that there is a triangle ABC, and it is given to me that sides AB and AC are equal. So AB is equal to AC is given to me. Now some of you might be going that I know what this is an isosceles triangle, and I know so and so theorems around the isosceles triangle. Very simply put, an isosceles triangle is where 2 sides are equal to each other. But we are not going to use any result that we have learned so far. We'll simply work with congruence of triangles only. and it is given to me that a median is drawn. What does a median mean? Median means a line drawn to the midpoint of the opposite side. So side BC, if it is divided into two equal parts, and from this point if I draw a line to the vertex, that is known as the median. In case you do not know the definition, a very simple term. Think of any triangle for yourself, play with the idea for a minute, take the side, find the middle point, attach it to the opposite vertex, and you have a median. And it is given to me, let's say AD is the median for this. Prove that this is 90 degrees. So how will we go about doing that? And this can be done very, very quickly using the idea of congruence. Why? If I look at triangle BAD and I look at triangle CAD, I see that BA is equal to AC or CA. AD is common to both of them. So AD is equal to AD because it is the same line. And I also see that BD is equal to CD. So I see that for triangle BAD and triangle CAD, and I am naming them in the corresponding order also, all three sides are equal to each other. That means these two triangles are congruent to each other. That means not only the sides, the relative angles are also going to be equal to each other. So angle at B is going to be equal to angle at C. That could be another thing that we'll be proving very, very soon, that when we're talking about an isosceles triangle, that means when the sides are equal, the opposite angles are also equal. When we come to prove this, in fact we have already proved it using the same idea of congruence only. So these two angles are equal to each other, but our aim was to prove that this is 90 degree, right? So we want to come to that. I also know, let's say I don't know the value of this angle, and this is x and this is x. I also know these two angles are going to be equal to each other. Why? Because they are corresponding angles. In this triangle and this triangle are congruent to each other. So this angle is also going to be equal to this angle. Angle BDA is equal to angle CDA. And the sum of the angles on a straight line is 180 degree. That means 2x is equal to 180 degree. That means x is equal to 90 degree. Another thing that you can prove right now here, right here itself, is that this median was also the angle bisector. Why? Because these two angles are equal to each other. So this is a line which has divided a bigger angle in two equal parts. So this line is also the angle bisector. So a very simple idea of congruence, that when three sides are equal, triangles are congruent. When they are congruent, all the angles are also equal to each other, and I am using that as a tool, as a method to prove a lot of things about an isosceles triangle. Just as a demonstration, we will approach these triangles over and over again when we go deeper into triangles as such. But this is an early demonstration of how the congruence is going to play out for you. How are you going to use it in a real world, in the real problem solving situation. So once you figure out that the triangles are congruent, a lot more opens up for you. With these three pieces of information, you can derive three more pieces of information, and that is the whole advantage of using congruence as a concept.